The Ministry of Special Development Initiatives has been established to formulate and coordinate policies, plans and programs for the implementation of government's priority initiatives and constituency-specific projects through the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program (IPEP) across the country. The government of Ghana introduced IPEP in 2017. IPEP is to help accelerate the eradication of poverty and address the various forms of inequality through the provision of basic infrastructure in rural and deprived communities. Under IPEP, each of the 275 constituencies have been allocated $1 million annually to invest in constituency-based development projects. The main agencies for IPEP implementation are the Northern Development Authority, the Middle Belt Development Authority, and Coastal Development Authority. The Constituency-Specific Project Initiative is a bottom-up approach to IPEP's implementation where short-term projects, usually requiring less than 6 months to complete, have been identified as priority needs by each of the 275 constituencies. These projects are being implemented from the Constituency Needs Assessment Report, which was developed by 10-member IPEP teams constituted by each of the 10 regions. These projects are being implemented from the Constituency Needs Assessment Report, which was developed by 10-member IPEP teams constituted for each of the 10 regions. Till date, the Ministry and its 3 development authorities have initiated about 5,422 projects and ensured the completion of about 573 projects, of which the rest are steadily ongoing at different stages of completion. The Ministry envisages that this new development approach designed under IPEP holds immense potential to help accelerate the eradication of poverty and also address the various forms of inequalities manifesting itself in the country.
As we continue to monitor the many socio-economic infrastructure projects under the Infrastructure for Poverty Eradication Program (IPEP) across 57 constituencies in the 5 northern regions, we've made a stop currently in the Nadoli-Kalio constituency. You have about 76,000 people living in these parts with many different needs. So we will be looking at many projects from dams to school projects to toilet facilities, as well as many more. But in this particular piece, we'll be focusing on the constituency-specific projects. Now, these are projects that communities believe that if giving a part of the $1 million per constituency money, they would use that particular amount to take care of themselves. Are they going to go for hospitals? Are they going to go for CHIPS compounds? Would they be going for even police stations? Well, on this particular piece, we'll explore the issues and also speak to the people about the impact of these projects on their lives.
Yes, indeed, it's good for human consumption. 275 constituencies are benefiting from these community water systems, 1,000 of them across 275 constituencies. Imagine the impact it will create on the lives of the many residents living in these communities.
About the water problem, at first we used to go to very long distance to fetch water, which was very difficult for us. Sometimes the water is not, they are not even clean. Very dirty water. We used to fetch them to cook, eat and wash, drink, do everything. So it was very difficult for us. Even how to, not only our area, Bushuno as a whole, it was very difficult for us to get water. We get, sometimes we feel ulcer, we get ulcer from it, typhoid, diseases. We felt sick at first. Now we thank God we had this one here. Now every time, anywhere, even not we alone, everybody use it. We all use it to fetch, we use it to drink, very clean water. It helps us a lot.
Yes, we were fetching water from wells, which were dug for over 20 years now. And then those wells are far away from the Busunu, the people, from the communities where these mechanized boreholes are. whereby a woman will have to travel about some kilometers before she can get water to her house. But this mechanized borehole that we have currently, it is serving the people. It's closer to some of their houses.
Nsuo we buy no dia boy empa because first na ha say na yekobu nsuo okwa mienu a wontimi nkwa bio besisi a mesora mesimi nyama wa ya me yem bibia wa nsuo we aboy empa nte ye beda mo ase sama be ye nsuo we amewa amafo kura ye ready so mo be ya garden because of nsuo we nti rain season no kwa dry season ye betima ya garden e be boy ye bebre to ma ya de sama be ye nsuo we amaye
nsuo no me na me hwe nsuo no nsuo no eteme boy pa area we nyina nsuo ni ho enti sese anya nsuo no e boy pa ba ko 20 pesos me buma nkrofo no moto enti nsuo no e boy pa anka anya nsuo we de anka anya nsuo area we ano.
First, we do get first our water from down there. There is a place, restore center down here. We do go there and fetch water, but animals do drink. While human being to also use first. At times to go down there, there is one borehole there, and you see the whole community. We are plenty. At times you go and start there, you won't get water. Maybe the time that you'll be getting water is late hour, and you can't do what you want to do. But this time around, when this water is near here, in fact, we are really enjoying it. At times, our children do running diarrhea due to because the water is not clean.
So
now, as this one is there, we are not more seeing children running diarrhea.
Oh, getting water was a problem because I used to vote to a place which was far. I used to carry it on my head with a frying tall gallon. That's why we used to fetch the water. And it got to a time that I used basket. And I'm staying with the woman who is brooming pito, which I have to fetch the water for her to use for the pito. Collect the record at 6:30. So you have to wake up 5 o'clock so that you can go and get water and come for and take your bath and go for record. But I think today you can wake up at any time and you can get your record. Oh, now I no more use basket to fetch water. I just come now. If I come, I will not be using my energy. I just come and open it and wait for it to hold, and I'll close it and go. And now I think, because of Corona, got school, I'll be there within time to do everything.
This area in Zangolo in the Kumbungu constituency used to be a refuse dump site and a popular spot for open defecation. The story is not the same today. The construction of this facility and many others across constituencies we have visited under the 1 Million One Constituency Project is hoping to end open defecation and its related diseases like diarrhea and cholera. It is also hoping to improve access to public places of convenience.
This project complements the government's Toilet for All agenda, which aims at enhancing the citizenry's access to reliable environmental sanitation services. Consequently, in 2018, the ministry initiated the construction of 1,000 units of 10-seater community and institutional water closets across the country, under which each of the 275 constituencies has been allocated at least 3 facilities. Each facility has 2 disability-friendly units, solar-powered mechanized borehole, and a 5,000-litre water storage tank, biodigester waste storage, and disposal avenue. To date, close to 500 out of the 1,000 have been completed, and the remaining are scheduled to be ready by the end of 2020.
Okay, you call toilet no. No first no you call feature. Say so aban magana no. Yesu ye niati. Say so ma bobia share your honum. Nti ohoro say ye be call toilet ti say ye call ohonum.
Looking at this community, we have been used to freeze ourselves in the bushes, so which is not good for us, because all the things that the waste that we have been putting out the bush is used to go to our rivers where we fetch our water, because here we have a pipe-borne water, but it's not really flowing anytime. They open it twice a week, Monday and Friday. Many people, I can't even best it. Even the whole of this community is about 200 houses. I hope everybody will use to come and free his or herself here, so that the open defecation will be stopped. Currently, if you want go to we have our cheap compound here. If you go there, in fact, you will see some children be there at cholera and diarrhea always. And we know that how we free ourselves around the bushes, that cause everything. And because of the distant abandonment, we have nothing to do, because we don't have the places to free ourselves unless we go to the bushes. So if the project is completed, I hope all the necessary sickness have been I think all the necessary sickness will go and leave us.
Especially in the night times, when you don't have toilet in your house and you are going to the bush side to sheep, it will not help you. Sometimes you the snakes is over the bush there. You don't know and stepped on the snake there, so it's not help us.
The ministry commenced the construction of 26 community clinics as part of government interventions towards improving the citizenry's access to health facilities. Each facility has a delivery unit, 4-bedroom residence for doctors and nurses, storage facility, incinerator and mechanized borehole, and a laboratory. The projects are all at various stages of completion, with 2 fully completed. Access to healthcare infrastructure as well as healthcare services are important to the overall well-being of Ghanaians everywhere. Access can lead to the detection of preventable diseases, treatment as well as preventable death. But individuals living within rural and deprived communities face some barriers to access. We're talking about distances people have to travel to access, and also the cost of access to health. That's why residents in a place like Savelugu are asking or have asked that their share of the monies earmarked for the $1 million per constituency policy should be used in constructing this particular facility, a National Health Insurance Office. This, they say, is very important to them.
Yes, health is so important in a sense that with the population, the number of people we have in the community, and so we are dealing with about 51,000 population, yes, in Stavlugi alone. Yes, and we realize that with respect to the building we requested for this facility, we realized that the whole Stavlugi, it was only Stavlugi Hospital that does deliveries, yes, with expected pregnancy of about 2,000 plus women. And all of them, they had to go to the Stavlugi Hospital to deliver. You can see the sort of pressure they put on the hospital. So with that, we requested a maternity block from the MP through the district assembly. So in 2018, our call was heard. So we were fortunate that they called us and told us that through the 1 million constituency project, they were going to give us a maternity block and also a health insurance office. Yes. So, and that was how come the block was built. Yes, that was 2019. It started in 2018 and ended in 2019. It has changed in a sense that all the pregnant women who used to wait here, who deliver at the hospital, now most of them, they come here to deliver. They don't have to travel to the hospital to deliver and also to put pressure on them. Although we just started, but in a month we deliver about 18 or 20 years. And no complication, no death yet, no maternal or child death yet. In the hospital, the block they have for the for the pregnant woman is too small. It can't contain all of them. And some of them, if they go to the hospital, they had to pair beds. Yes, you go to the hospital and you realize that women who delivered, they'll put about 2 or 3 babies on the same bed and 2 or 3 mothers on the same bed too. Yeah, so that's the kind of pressure we are trying to release from the hospital. And we've just started. So, and the reason why we are not more active for now is that the building has not yet been commissioned, and there are a lot of things that need to be put in place. Yeah, the furniture, there's no furniture. The building was just put, there were no furnitures, no beds, but we tried to get some 1 or 2 beds to start up something. Yes, we just started, but we just tried to get some 1 or 2 beds and some small items. I'm foreseeing some kind of pressure because the services we deliver here is excellent. It's excellent. Yes, yes. Women who comes here, outside when you meet them, they testify that, oh, this place there is lovely. When you come, they don't shout out to you, they receive you well. And when you deliver and go, you don't pay anything. Yes, no cost, no nothing.
This health intervention also forms part of government's intervention to increase access to emergency health services across the country. Hence, the ministry has procured 307 fully furnished ambulances for each constituency and all regional and teaching hospitals to enhance healthcare. Additionally, each ambulance has been fitted with communication and tracking devices for effective monitoring.
The coming of the new fleet of the ambulances into the system for the National Ambulance Service, there have been tremendous effect, in fact positive effect on the people. Since we took delivery, even the day of delivery, we salvaged some cases on the way from Accra to Nkenkanzo, in between Kumasi and Accra. We salvaged some situations before we got to Nkenkanzo where we slept. And when we came to the region, they moved to their respective constituencies. Though we're having some challenges of drivers, but I think now all the constituencies are working. All the ambulances are on road. And in fact, it has been tremendous. Our effort is to complement what the Ghana Health Service does, especially to bring down neonatal and maternal mortality, which is a key goal which we are to achieve. And I'm sure with these fleets, by the close of the year, we will achieve that goal. So the effects of the ambulance have been tremendous. Unlike those days that you cannot boast of just a single ambulance running for the region. It's a great investment, and we are making sure that we put them to good use. So they're a great investment, and we are protecting it. We protect it with all our lives, because that is, the ambulance service is me. And with Professor Amenu Zakara sitting top there, making sure that he designs the right quality of EMTs to man the ambulances so that we get money, we get value for the investment that the government has put in place. So we are glad that at least we have them available. And the fueling has been very, very fluent. So unlike the challenges of fueling, though from Accra to Damango, we don't have straight vehicle in case we receive items. But in fact, the big man there is making all his effort to make sure we receive them appropriately and on time. So for now, challenges as far as the new fleets are concerned, we do not have, sincerely. We don't have any challenge with the new ambulances. The servicing team comes appropriately. As soon as you report a car is due for servicing, they come to do it immediately. So we do not have such challenges. The only challenge we have is accommodation. We have accommodation, both office and residential. That is a big challenge that we don't have for now. So which we are appealing and praying that as time goes on, that one too will be accomplished.
The coming of the rains can be a source of joy for some farmers in the northern part of the country, but also can be a source of distraction and even a separation point for some communities that are interdependent. For example, the Gunu and the Tampion community. The Gunu community actually depends on the Tampion market for the selling and buying of produce, while the Tampion community uses the Gunu community as an access point to Nantong. Now, these two communities saw a need to come together to demand that their share of the $1 million per constituency fund is used in the construction of the bridge you see behind me. It is a simple bridge, but during the rainy season, this point is blocked and the two communities cannot cross into each other. These initiatives cover short-term projects that have been identified as priority infrastructure needs of each constituency. Currently, about 3,000 infrastructure projects such as culverts, small bridges, community centres, police posts, classroom blocks, markets, depot grounds among others have been initiated.
The building of a market in a remote rural community such as Bunjai in the Salaga North constituency brings about benefits that goes beyond the obvious. The obvious being an enhancement of buying and selling, as well as the raking in of internally generated funds. A building of a market such as this also strengthens the socio-economic fabric of the residents.
1 million per constituency na kumbo tonona nyejina ankara ukadire mtu akabiada al atambo bokabina bore akaba bichementi njekebe mtu akabrna fekeni ko sunu kila sere 1 million per constituency na kumbal brokotona anlurna man kam dawle be sanye toilet on president ilani ko ranya fani tan se constituency na ba meta bunja electoral area e kuma le kan minji pan fani ba mebe electoral area meta fani chule bol ko sunu bo semana me churu gomna ne be kam tebi mbatu an be district mara parliamentary candidate meta 1 million per constituency na ko sunu batan woran sanye ndere anko damp ako toilet na ko kebe kumula lantan sanye na kule na kana ba meta round ato muskus amwale me kule ne 1 million per constituency na nji kuma fani ta yo am musku ko ba ototo an bon krampo bi an sha krampo masalachi kumagala shente sanye
market no time first na ye wo no nsuo ba ye ntimi ntena nsuo ba boye sa ba sisi ade o mo market no aye fine ma nsuo ba kura yan fine timi jojo kama na ye bibia kama market no sunday e boye awo ya setena mo no obi atimi ba binta mal 40 ba sala 40 ba any cross de e won chancha nyina mo timi ba ha be di dwan.
Some communities are lucky when it comes to the siting of social infrastructure, such as schools and hospitals. For this community, in the background, the Gunu community in the Nanton constituency, well, they believe that it's taken about 7 years of lobbying and failed promises to have this classroom block built for them. And it's not even the junior high school infrastructure, but rather for primary education. Now, they believe that without the coming into place of the $1 million per constituency program, they would not have been this lucky.
We have used part of the fund to construct 2 basic education facilities. One of the communities that is a beneficiary is the Gorgo community. Gorgo students used to travel about 2 kilometers to be able to access education at the JHS level. Today the story is different, even though it's not completed. But the people are happy that they now have a facility closer to them and they no longer walk that distance. Another one is in the Kanga community. Kanga is in the southern part of the district. And the only class block they had is the one that was built by J.J. Rollins. After that regime, they never got any classroom block. So when we got funding from the military, we decided to give them a 3-unit classroom block. And as I talk to you today, that facility is being roofed. When it's completed, the children will enjoy it. The community members will be happy that their children will not sit under the scorching sun, under the rains, and under very tedious environment. Today, the story will be different.
90s maka brakat me shukurma titi to me shukurma titi hay ke kan bachan hay no zon shukurma blan nyama da son shere ka ko hamta kana talan fa ta durma shanga be mi na biela durma in karanda so be ma ditinan ka sha'an ka be class ka saluna da ya musar da cham ka masan ma closing time na pa ka masan ma ba be ma ka kule to ya malunguna da nan tinya sun pamne gwamnati na ka ta me durayi ta tashati ngoma da nan tinya sun pam domin din nan ka ngolongo ma na batum da ma da nan to ce ka tafi be ma sham nan duratan ma ne ka bu hamba ma men wo ma chan fen yalanga ntiti.
According to the Ghana Statistical Service, no meaningful development across Ghana can be undertaken without understanding the characteristics of the people for which the developmental project is being targeted. We are talking about population growth, spatial distribution, as well as the socio-economic characteristics of the people in question. Now, when you look at the area Kumbungu, for example, in 2010, population was around 39,000, and it is estimated that around 2020, it should be around 49,000, meaning more pressure on socio-economic infrastructure. On the education front, for example, according to the last census, 26% of the people were literate, while 74% were not literate. Now, it does then say that if we got more infrastructure to replace this particular primary block without a roof, which is still in use at the Nibrasia school complex, well, the population here will be very grateful. So, we do find that the people here have asked that their share of the $1 million per constituency be used for the construction of a classroom block, and that has been provided. But what kind of impact are they expecting from the infrastructure?
Yamanguna the electoral area on my yam osrapam. I mean, the Chakan Yella Manella, Shukurma is Yama, Menyaka, Pulomana Kudoya, Tenabor buildings machine. Now we check a Yavidina, going to let Ilan part the classrooms ma. Hiding your store building, whatever Zase. The Zota Surme. The now party Yavidina Lafi, Canon go to my Yuko, or cannot lapse once here. Tampuna tampuna tinya son sampan zan kwa konyor son po kan ya 1 million per constituency ma wana da bai ka tinya da pune da zo ta paya na onu do gwamnatin go bazo sa ko lan ka ta partition.
Larbanga is the second largest community in the West Gonja municipality, and so they had only one GHS, and so children were commuting from over 100 to 200 children will have to commit from Larbanga to the Moli National Park, where there's another, that's the nearest GHS there. And so we thought it wise that no, we need to add another GHS to the people of Larbanga. And lo and behold, when we sent it there, now children, the first years are already in school. Just because of the COVID-19, we would have been having the second years of the GHS peoples in school. When we took it there, you will not believe that we have about 76 students, first year GHS students in that block. So you could see. So that has reduced the school, the already existing GHS in that particular community.
The ministry has facilitated the completion of about 573 projects which will be handed over to the beneficiary communities and institutions for use by close of the year.